Durham, round 6. We're into the second half of this Pearl Izumi Tour Series. And what a challenge lies ahead. The course that Malcolm Elliott described as purgatory, they are taking a first view at right now as a group. Tony Gibb, this is not an easy day.
Not an easy day at all, and this cobbled climb that we have that you'll see in a minute on this circuit, very, very difficult. Not a tight course in terms of the corners, but you've got a massive descent on cobbles and then a massive climb on cobbles. Really hard one for the riders here.
It seems, with some of the narrow pinch points here, quite difficult for teams to kind of stay together and get a battle plan, because everyone is so desperate to get into those corners, especially the final turn as you come up towards South Street. You don't want riders around you at a moment like that. You need some space. You
need space on the whole of this circuit. It's very, very tight in places. There's a couple of chicanes and twists and turns. You'll see in a minute when we go to the pit area, there is no dedicated pit area. We've got the cars parked at the side of the road, which makes it very narrow.
And just look how they rolled through that sprint. That's the effort involved. There was nothing left essentially to give it any more beans as they came down that last little intro to the line. Slater rolled over first ahead of Bulu, Stewart, Lawless and Ian Bibby. Oh, look at this, a trio of talent racing into this one right now, and Harry Tanfield is in his pomp. He comes over this little rise right now. They see what they want to see. The air sausages, those clapper things that they hand out, being very actively used here for the young man to encourage him. No encouragement required, I don't think, certainly with glory at stake in this Pearl Izumi Tour Series. Oh my goodness, look at that. Lucky not to have been more badly hurt. Really shook up. Back on his bike.
Alistair Slater there took a very nasty crash there, but back on his bike, number 90 there in the JLT leaders jersey. Lucky not to take anybody else out. Just to dwell on Madison quickly, Carlton, they've come here, they're a little bit under strength. Tobin Horton's a little bit sick. They've got riders just come back from the rash, so it's really down to the likes of Tom Stewart to deliver, because Felix English and Alex Blaine, this isn't a circuit for them.
Tom Stewart just coming home in second place here to Chris Lawless for JLT Condor. So 2 wins for JLT Condor. Lawless finished 4th in the opening sprint, don't forget, but after the technical issues, it's all been cast asunder. Harry Tanfield 3rd across the line this time by, and rally with Moreno and Bulo making it 4 and 5. We're approaching the 3rd and final of the intermediate sprints, and things have shaped up rather differently out front, with Chris Lawless and Tom Stewart now engaged in deep conversation. Stewart from Madison Genesis with the orange accents here, with Chris Lawless, lead team of course, JLT Condor powered by Manage, and they are busy chatting. It's clearly an action plan they're building here. Well, it looks like Chris Lawless is up for it. He's just been tracing Tom Stewart at that point. Tom Stewart just struggling to stay on his back wheel, but you're absolutely right, Tony. Looks like a rollover. Lewis taking it ahead of Tom Stewart, and then we look further back, and here come that little train of rally riders. The power that they've instilled and put into this day, they clearly mean business, but will they be allowed to triumph? We will see. Handy to have 4 up here with so many gaps opening up on the course.
Interesting, the rider at the front there tried to let Morgan Kaniski take 3rd place, but he wasn't really interested. Wearing that jersey by default, you understand, as Rory Townsend's not here and John Mould is wearing the overall team leaders jersey.
Lawless takes 5 points ahead of Tom Stewart against 4. Bulu, Kaniski and Moreno hoovering up the last other points. A lot of talent being left in all kinds of uncomfortable zones within this circuit, and beautiful onboard shots we're being graced with right now. And still checking out, checking down. He's been doing this on a number of occasions. Last thing he needs is to have that filling his mind. Oh no, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. Chains off, a tenuous gap, and Mole's the man who's going to be pushing on here. What is the gap? Here it comes. It was about 11 seconds. That's not much time to make a change, and the motorcycle getting in the way, and it gets away, but Mole sails by, and poor Tom Stewart. What ill fortune there, and he's still not back running yet. This man has done a job. He's kept his head down, he's kept the chase alive, and in fact what he's got is glory. He takes the day. Oh, that's 9 for the man, and a hat-trick of victories. 4th win of the season. Remarkable.